Welcome to day 2 of trading $100 up to $1 million. Now, as you can see, currently we only have $88 on our balance. That's because on our first day we made 3 trades and we all lost them, sadly. Now, watch the entire video and I'm going to show you how I performed yesterday at the end. Now, currently, alright, we are looking at the US dollar and the Swiss franc on a 1 minute timetable. That's a bit too short. Let's make it an hour and instead see if we can't see anything interesting. As you can see for the day, we're actually up quite a bit, and this makes sense because, of course, we've seen some quite decent tariff shocks. Of course, this means that the chance of the USD is gonna increase, and as you can see for the day, we're up by 1%, which is quite a lot actually. As you can see, let me just make these a bit bigger. Let's make 15 minutes instead for the day. As you can see, it has been rising almost the entire day. Now, when did the day start? Right around here, as you can see, it has been rising basically the entire day, which is nice. Now, I didn't notice a pattern here or a resting point here when we're trading on the 1 hour timetable. I do think chances are this is gonna increase, so I am gonna lie a buy order and take profit should be right around here. 0.8195, alright. 95, is that correct? That that looks about right. That's about 50 pips, quite big trade. Let's just all because, of course, given the poor performance yesterday, I want to make it a bit smaller pips today just because I don't want to lose too much money too fast. And of course, you want to go with a stop loss as well. Now, one that is down here. We have a proper channel here as well. 0.8054. That 5 or that's a bit too many pips. This is a bit. At least we roughly the same. All right, when that is 0.08, that would be right up here. Right, let's see if we can buy this. Right, perfectly, we have made the order already. How lovely is that? Hopefully it's gonna move right up here, and as you can see now, the trading lines are lying on the previous levels here. Of course, either it breaks down here or it increases. Now, I do like the USD. Recently, as you can see, all the USD pairs, the ones where the USD is at the end here, that means you're betting against the US dollar. And for example, here, right here, we're betting that, say, buy here, we're betting the Australian dollar is gonna increase and the USD is gonna fall. See, basically, in every single pair, USD is rising, or at least USD is rising if it's first, and if it's second, then the pair is falling because the USD increasing in value. So I do like that quite a bit. Now, right now, we're currently lying on interesting spots right here on the Australian dollar as well. So let's see if we can get some more. But I lost on the Australian dollar yesterday, so I'm gonna stay away from that. Just see if there are a bit more. This actually follows quite a lot into the Australian dollar, the NCD. All right, let's look at that. Let's look at that daily forex. As you can see, we do have some news down here as well, so of course you can look at that. Now let's see how it's looking. Well, the gold as well might actually be falling here. Now here, if I bet against it, often when the dollar is rising, the gold will be falling. Let's make a trade here as well. Actually, we're gonna sell order in. Bottom levels down here. Now, what would that be? 3.2. How low would that be? That would be a lot of pips. I can look at that already. All right, let's not make it that low. What about here? 3.24. All right. Still, okay, that is quite a lot. Too risky going all the way down there. Let's just say, all right, let's just think 50. Let's say that. How much money is at stake here? Again, it is quite a lot, but then again, of course, dollar has had quite a nice day. Of course, if it reverses tomorrow, we're just gonna sit at a quite poor. Unless, of course, I do this where I make a decent stop loss, which should actually just make just 60 pips. As you can see, if this one works, let's just sell on that. Order to fail to press order. Right, let's. Why did that have failed? That's definitely something to stop loss. Like it's just that helps sometimes. That does. Didn't. All right. Now why is that? As you can see, 3. Right. The chance out because of the current market, we can make a stop loss that because it's either gonna just trigger it right away. We might have to increase this a bit more, like so. Still doesn't. All right. I guess we're not trading the dollars then. What if we don't do a stop loss? But that is of course a bit too risky in my opinion. Let's find a different pair to trade then. We already did the Great British Pounds. We didn't do that. Which one did we do? Order session. All right, that's right. We did. Which one? Where is it? Wait. All right, that was here on the Swiss franc and the US dollar. All right, let's find a different one. Let's take the Japanese yen and the US dollar. How does that look technically? This actually looks quite decent. That yeah, I hope the timetable updates. As you can see, even though we can't see anything past this point at this, don't really know why. As you can see, we are currently relating on previous signals here. I do think it's going to increase more, but that's simply because I just think people are going to be quite positive towards the dollar in the next few days. So I do increase. But then again, the trade deal with Japan was also quite decent, so I'm a bit worried about that. We haven't had anything with the Australian dollar or the New Zealand dollar, and why this update probably that's annoying. Right, let's just this 3-hour timetable. That March maybe time. Right, let's make it 30 minutes, and we're trading downwards right now. Overall, as you can see, we're still here, as you can see, trading a bit downwards, but we are laying on previous signals. Hours, so it won't go past March. That must be a bug. Right. But we are currently seeing we are laying on some support breakthrough levels here, support lines here. I do think it's going to fall through that. And as you can see, we have been trading quite downwards for the day. Let's make a sell order here and down here. 0.64192, 0.64192, 4192. That what it is. Like so. Right, take profit and stop loss and see if we can just gain pips a bit early. Do so because I just want to make the same amount of money. Sell, of course, lovely. This means I'm betting on the Australian dollar to fall. All right. Now I have two sells. Let's see if we can't get a. We have a buy and a sell actually. Right. Let's see what else is interesting. Quite nicely. Let's take Canada. Let's see, because we also haven't seen any Canadian, deals with tariffs. So that is also quite interesting. So if we see one, chances are, see right here. USD breakthrough gathers pace after Bank of Canada rate hold. Right, so the Canadian bank hold the rate, and I know that the Fed did as well yesterday. Of course, that is quite interesting. The chances are that the US dollar is going to increase even more, and we are also in the top of the current day range. It's a 1-hour timetable. As you can see, we're also lying on previous support levels right here. Chances are we're actually going to break through this, maybe up to here, 1.38623, 1.6863 was said was 6. Can't have been 1.8. What is that up here? 1.889. How many pips is that? 52 pips. That is decent. Of course, we're only trading with one lot, as you can see. Most of the trades, I'm not sure. I can't remember if I made the other one 0.2 lots, but I don't think that is. If you don't know what lots is, that is basically how much of my own money am I willing to gamble on these trades. Right, pips here. I do think it's going to increase, so bigger as well. Let's just make this a 35. Let's see, does that make sense? I do think it's not going to be any problem with this one. Let's see if we can buy. Of course, trades for the day as well. Now I'm only going to make 3 trades today because if I make more than that, it's going to be too hard to keep track of, and as well because of this margin right here. Of course, I can't have floating profits. I can't have too much money out because then if something goes upwards or downwards quite rapidly, it can force a close, and all my trades would force close, and I would lose all my money. So I'm only going to do 3 trades today. Now let's look at how I did yesterday. As you can see, these were the ones from yesterday. As you can see, we bet against the USD on all of those with gold, Australian dollar, and the euro. All of these buys estimated gold, Australian dollars, and euros to increase. And as you can see, we did use quite a lot of lots on the euro versus the USD. That bit me in the ass. Of course, that is quite unfortunate. So as you can see, currently we are down about 22 bucks total. Of course, that is quite unfortunate. But check out tomorrow and see if we made any profits. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.